everybody who's back.
Hello.
How's everybody? Hey, look. Back on.
God is good.
Still weak. But guess who came to help me out?
She bullied me all day. I was on my own little business, and she bullied me. You better come. I know she did.
And Edwina was going to be here as well, another sister who shows me much love. You know, she was coming to back me up too, because I'm still a little, weak, you know what I mean? But she had an accident, y'all, with her car, and her muffler got pulled off. Or she hit one of them little curve things, but... She's a trooper. She'll be back on though. She's coming back. Hopefully not next week, but the following week. Mm-hmm. But she never turns down. She just do her duty, and she lives for it, and she loves it, and she'll always make a way. It got to be hell to keep her away from doing duty for God. You know.
Amen.
It's good to be back. I feel a whole lot better. You know. I'm past the contagious part of everything, and, my house is exterminated pretty good, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to pray that everything is good, even though I know we're good. We passed the mark.
We all right. We
doctors told me everything was right. It was fine and okay now.
Yeah, we covered anyway.
So, how's everybody? I missed everybody. Girl, you would have thought part of my heart dropped out. Yeah, I was in more pain because I couldn't get the live on,
I told you, rest up. Everybody be waiting for you.
Yeah, she did. Everybody sent me so many awesome shout outs, y'all. I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Hey, Roxy, she's another one. Love you, sis. Everybody was telling me, Trey, take your time. I'm good. I'm not going to do anything that's detrimental. Believe that. Mm-hmm. God brought me through some real stuff, this time. Let me, excuse me a minute. Excuse me 1 minute. Let me push this up some because I can't really see. And I'm usually able to see. Is it still good?
Yeah, that's better.
I'm usually able to see what you guys are writing. A little better this way. Yeah, that's much better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to have 3, so that's why I had it pulled back just a little bit.
Yeah.
This time. Let me fix one more thing. Because the last time I noticed, it wasn't all the way up. Okay. We set now, y'all. Y'all know there's always some it's still technical difficulties.
We are now.
But Trey get it on and we get on and popping. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm just so glad that I am back able to sit down on this couch, even though I'm not 100, but I love y'all, and I love this so much. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I know God got me covered. He gonna let me move when I can move. And He ain't gonna let me move when I can't move.
He'll sit you
down.
down.
And I have the wisdom to know the difference. You follow what I'm saying? No, Trey ain't gonna hurt Trey. Believe that I hurt myself enough in that written life. You know what I mean? So
we gotta know how to pick and choose stuff.
Yeah. Love you, Roxy. And hey, Breon. How you doing? Is that Breon? Yeah, that's Breon. Yeah. How you doing? Let me turn my phone on and then I'll be able to see every daggone body. How about that? Y'all know I gotta go through the motions to get the daggone thing on. Y'all know that's just part of this show for me to do this. But I'ma get it. Sometimes devil, don't be in my way. And then most of the time, you're always trying to get in my way one way or the other. But I forsake my guessing. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. I told y'all I'll get him. Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. Oh, look at the hearts and the thumbs. Thanks so much. I missed y'all too. Thank you so much. Hey, Edwina, there's Edwina, everybody. Hey, Edwina, I let everybody know the situations. I told them you'll be back on, hopefully not next week, but the following week. I'd appreciate that. You know, I told them you don't give up no time when it's time serving. You see, y'all, you see her comment, y'all. I'm here. She said, tell them I'm going to be here. Oh. That's what's going on. And Stacy Love, thanks for the hearts, everybody. I love it so much. You know what I just realized?
What?
Girl, hold on. I ain't got no earrings on.
I ain't got none on either.
Well, all right.
I ain't got none on either.
Nah, you ain't got none on. I ain't got none on. Because I always wear my hearts.
Yeah, right.
You know?
You all right.
But I'm around here, but see, that's that thing. But it don't even matter, right, y'all?
She's still look good.
Earring.
She's still gorgeous.
Hey, I'm going to try to be. Hey, look, y'all, I was so sick. And I was starting to feel so sorry for myself. I said, I don't want gray hair no more. I'm just trying my best to get my heart into wearing my gray. I said, I don't want no more gray. I look crazy. But that done went away. That wasn't nothing but disease, cutting, baffling, and powerful. I tell you, it'll open up a door, I tell you, it's going to jump in. Yep. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you have the door open in the house, he will come through, I'm telling you. And always try to make things a problem. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. But see, my higher power, that's my homie. He was sitting right there like, you got this. Boy, get out of here. Yup. You know what I mean? Go ahead somewhere. Devil got you know what I mean? You got to go.
Resist the devil, he would definitely flee.
I did a reel just to let y'all know where I was and how I was feeling, you know, and seeing myself, you know, and getting better and putting this thing in God's hands restored that sanity. You know what I'm saying? It restored that sanity, and I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Praise God.
Yes. Hey, Trees, what's up, girl? One of my favorite. Hey, my cousin, Kim. I want you on the couch. I want you right here on this couch. She always been the big cousin, y'all. Always went on to tell me what to do. Now I'm telling you, I want you on this couch, cousin. Yeah, me and her probably have everybody falling out laughing because she know a lot of my little crazy history.
Okay.
But I thank everybody for showing up, showing back up, coming back on. You know, hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Love you. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You Mike now, and I'm Miss Tracy now. You know, I ain't Miss T. You follow what I'm saying? You know, you'll forever be in my heart, and I want you to know that. You know, I want to get you on here too, Mike. I want to get you on here too. You know, y'all, the blessing of this is I have had, you know, people contact me. I'm going to tell you, I didn't even know my website wasn't on, but it's going back on. I just got it put back on today. That have been trying to get on the show, Living in My Truth to Speak. Yeah, so I'm wondering why people are not coming through, and it was just some of my not knowing still a lot about all of this, you know. Hey, Benita, how you doing, sweetie? Where's your mom? Tell her I love her. You know, I'm learning still. Y'all know I'm still in learning progress in all of this. My major point is to get the word out, you know, and help the still suffering. All that other stuff will come along. You know what I mean? And, you know, this is the walk God gave me, and this is the walk that I've also chose, you know what I mean, to finalize what I was given, you know, and say, okay, whatever you say do is what I'm going to do. You know, I love drug and alcohol counseling and love talking about addiction and recovery. You know, so me and my girl, we talk about it too, me and Stacy. I'm just trying to give them time to get on with Stacy. Yeah, I understand. You know, y'all know this is my girl, Stacy Love. Stacy got her own live in the mornings. I mean, the chickens ain't even out by the time her live come on. You know what? The chickens be like, girl, give me 10 more minutes.
It don't be that early. It only be 6 a.m. It don't be that early.
Tell them about your live, Stace.
Well,
hey, Lisa.
A few years ago, I would every Sunday I went to church. I would come home either Sunday or Monday mornings, and I would type everything that my bishop would preach. And one day God spoke to me and wanted me to do a live. Where I did it, I got scared and I walked away from it. Well, as of February next year, it becomes on 3 years, I do morning inspiration ministries. And basically what I do, I just share the word of God. I encourage people with the word of God. I'm real transparent with my testimonies, giving everybody hope. So that's what I do. So Monday through Fridays, I'm on at 6 a.m. and Saturdays I'm on, because God let me to add another day, and I'm on Saturdays to 7 a.m. So you want to come by and be encouraged, because you know life be life out here, y'all. And I mean, it's just a mess out here. But how many know that Jesus is hope? His word is truth. He is the true and living God. He is a way maker. He is an awesome ruler. He does all things well. And I love giving God praise. Even through hardships and adversities, he's still worthy of the praise. So anyone needs a word, God even has me to give hope for those of you who don't know Jesus, to accept him into your life. Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. Without him, I don't think I'd be sitting here on tonight. But I want to give God praise for who he is. I have no problem giving God praise. I'll praise him anywhere. I'm not ashamed of God. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. And he says all that. To me, God is the bomb.com. Amen. So feel free. Stacy Love. You can come on my live. My page is public to everybody.
Awesome.
Yep. So you can come get encouraged. Amen.
Mike said, well, I want to be the first to say I appreciate all the knowledge and wisdom you have gave me over my time to treatment, time after time. I truly appreciate you, and I love you to death.
Amen.
Thanks, Mike. You know what I mean?
Amen.
I love you too, and I'm gonna always be there for you. So know that, because we're family. We're connected, sisters and brothers of recovery. And all we have to do, and I'm asking you to do, is pass it on. You know what I mean? Pass it on, and you bless somebody else. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game. I always say that. And I didn't do anything but love on you. That's all. You did all the work. I take nobody's blessing, nobody's glory. Amen. You did all the work, and I don't care how many times it is. I have an episode on here. You'll probably find it on YouTube that says perfect timing. Everybody has their perfect timing, and you have had yours. Beautifully done. Let's give him some hearts, y'all, please.
Amen.
Give this brother right here some hearts. It doesn't matter how many times you fail in this lifestyle, because it's a part of it. Mm-hmm. It's when you get up.
Yep.
And your timing is right.
Yep.
And you see that there's a higher power greater than yourself that will help restore your sanity. Amen. Like even with Stace, you know what I mean? Stace is full blast, man. She know Jesus, you know what I mean? I know higher power. But I'm always open to what she says, because she uplifts me the same way. I look forward to my higher power to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? To God be the glory. And Bill and Bob said, to each his own. You know what I mean? Because this is not based on a religious program, but we do talk about it. Amen. And we do shout about it sometimes. Amen. On this program.
Yes, we do.
Because we all that comes on this program, 9 out of 10 is in touch with that. And if you're not, hopefully you can get the spirit and the vibe and know that it is no different for me to say higher power. Yep. And that's the love and respect for NA.
Yep.
Yeah, so don't think that, you gotta believe, what we say is still your choice. Your recovery is yours, and however it works for you, it's the way it's gonna work. God gonna see it all.
Amen.
And he knows what you're doing.
Yep.
So
he knows what you're doing.
Thanks, Mike, for that beautiful statement. I want to give him some more hearts, y'all. Look, we ain't even got started on the show. I'm hyped like a bug. You know what I mean? So y'all know I'm gonna be giving it up. And I'm loving my sister Stacy for coming on and helping me out, because I run out of breath a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not 100%, but I can say I'm close to really 9%.
Amen.
10%, but I'm really close to 9%. And I know when enough is enough, and when I gotta fall back. So, You know, my sister was right there for me.
Yep.
Her and Edwina, you know what I mean? Because I know they love me too, like I love them.
Yeah.
She jealous, Edwina. Look, she said, wait, hold up, who Edwina?
No, I ain't jealous. No.
You know who Edwina is. When you see her, you're going to be like, what?
I'm going to have to go on your page and report her profile.
You'll see. Nidra Berry, thanks for coming on. Hey, girl. Thanks for coming on. Welcome to Tracy Allen, Living in My Truth. Here I have here my girl Stacy Love. She's also a grateful recovering addict. You know, and on this show, you know, sometimes people come on here that never even touched a drug. You know what I mean? But they're a family member of someone who did.
Yep.
You know, or they're a friend of someone who did. You are welcome to come on this show and share. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to help somebody else who's just like you. You know what I mean? I don't care if you got a week clean. You're welcome to come on this show. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's helping you, that's the most important thing. You know, if you got a eating addiction, if you have a shopping addiction, if you have a gambling addiction is addiction.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? That's what I find. That's just my that's
it is. Everything is don't have to be. Everybody think addiction always got to pretend drugs and alcohol.
But it don't.
No,
you know, it really don't.
It don't. Everything, you know, everybody has some kind of addiction.
Absolutely.
I don't care who
Wendy,
you are.
hi. Thank you for coming on.
I don't care who you are. Everybody dealing with some type of form of infirmity or addiction. And we all fighting with something.
And we all have closets. You know, we all have closets. Yep. Definitely wear masks.
Yes.
Yep. Definitely wear a mask. Yep. But this show, Living in My Truth, is about unmasking.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We want to unmask ourselves. You know, we don't want to make nobody feel like, you know, they're not. You know, he ain't serious or she ain't serious or important or I don't know that or I don't remember that or it was worse than what she's saying. You know, this and that. That ain't nothing but disease. Cunning, baffling, and powerful. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? And I know how to hear disease. You know what I mean? And disease is something that I listen to, but I don't pay attention to. You know what I mean? Because there's only one thing that I have that's powerful enough that my higher power blessed me with is one word, 2 letters, 1 syllable, and that's what? No, by any means necessary. Ha! I'm loving this, y'all. I'm loving it. I'm almost running out of breath, but I don't care. You follow what I'm saying? Hey, Mary. My girl. You know? So, I mean, you can be the parent of a suffering addict or alcoholic. You know what I mean? You are needed here to help others that can also help you.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people don't want to put their business out in the street. You know what I mean? And we got Messenger. You follow what I'm saying? If I can help in any way, I'm very open to that. You know what I mean? But what I can't do is make you do it. Yep. You know what I mean? Or try, hey, Erica, or try to, you know, talk you into it. All I can do is give suggestions. You know what I mean? All of us that shares this sickness of disease. And hopefully we inspire you to let you see that it works. If you work it. It definitely works.
And you ain't got to be ashamed because at the end of the day, listen, everybody, no one's perfect. Everybody got issues.
That's right.
And you ain't got to be all ashamed. I mean, I know some people may be shy to it. But let me tell you something too. Being ashamed is another trick of the enemy. Because when you're ashamed, you want to stay bound. And staying bound means no freedom. No freedom means no liberty. But Jesus came that we may have life and have more life abundantly. So don't even be ashamed. That's a trick of the disease as well as the enemy too. Like she said, you can message her. And she can do it privately. But
we can connect with each other. And call each other. You don't have to be me. You know, hell, I might need to call you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because that's what got me right. That's what helped get me right, being in the rooms. You know what I'm saying? Being in the rooms and listening to other people and asking questions and getting suggestions. You know, like I said, what works for one may not work for the next, but you want to hear something.
But we all need to survive.
Exactly.
Needs to survive. Like I said, you know, and having a problem with addiction, it's like having diabetes, high blood pressure, all of that. You know, it's all a disease. It's all a disease, and we all need healing from it.
Well, you know, in my poem called "I Am Disease" says that. See, y'all just think it's high blood pressure and diabetes, you know, but you ain't met me yet. That's what he said.
Yep.
I'm gonna read that again on here one time because it's been quite some time. You know, when I go through those 12 steps again, because I just, you know, feel like I need to bring more of the 12 steps on. You know, I speak on it all the time, and I speak through it all the time, but I do need to bring on the 12 step because a lot of people have a problem with, you know, man, 12 steps, that's a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's nothing for me. You know what I mean? It's nothing for me but taking my dose of medication for my sickness every day.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
This 12 steps, you can take your time. You ain't like, you ain't
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
get,
still
you
on
ain't,
step,
you ain't
step
gonna,
4. I gotta keep working step 4.
you ain't gonna get through it all like in the 30 days and you an inpatient.
Mm-hmm. It's a lifetime.
It is.
I say it's a lifetime.
It is.
I know it's gonna be a lifetime.
It is.
So whatever comes up, you know, with me that's heavy, just like getting through this little experience I went through, y'all. Yes, y'all know I have the lupus. Thanks for the purple stars. You know, yes, I have the lupus. You know what I mean? Yes, I have the rheumatoid arthritis. And I tries my best not to get sick. You know what I mean? You know, but I did. You follow? And I end up with COVID. That's what I had. You know? And that, they said it's called a severe COVID. That sent me straight to the hospital, like a day and a half later. You know what I mean? But what it did was it affected my kidney because I have an underlying, you know, disease. So, but we know what? I'm turning that over too because when I left there, my level went back down. You follow what I'm saying? I don't care if it was from the excitement, you know, of the COVID meeting the lupus. You know, they can't communicate. I can't let them communicate. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? But for the grace of God, and I'm grateful. You know what I mean? I'm not healed.
Oh no,
I'm over the depression part, the scared part.
Oh,
because I was scared, Stay.
Oh no, you have to speak life. No matter how you feel, you are healed. You have to speak those things as were, even not so it can't be so. Hebrews 11:1, sweetie.
I like that. Okay. Well, she done told me, didn't she?
Death and life is the power of the tongue. No, you are healed.
All right. I'm gonna take that in. Absolutely.
You may not feel like it, but God said you healed. Not was, gonna be, might be. You are.
I understand that. You know what I mean? What you're saying, and I appreciate it. And I listen. I listen very well. And I'm going to look through that so I can get a more understanding of it because the way that I see my life, and this is good, y'all. This is good because it's a conversation and it can be discussed. This is what I mean by living in my truth. It's no debate.
No.
It's no, you need to listen to what I'm saying or you need to listen to what I'm saying. It's none of that. It's all grown-up talk. It's all learning. I don't know the Bible.
And I'm still learning it like that.
I know that. Me too. And me too with the big books and everything too. You know what I'm saying? But
I just like to encourage people.
For me, where I'm at, I have a disease that I believe will never leave. I have a disease that it's cunning, baffling, and powerful. But I have found a higher power in my life and made better choices towards this disease that I choose not to do. Well, with my sickness, I understand what you're saying because, like they say, don't claim it. So that's a part of that to me right now. That's what I'm hearing you say. You know what I mean? And I love this. I love this because I grow with it. You know what I mean? Not denying it or acting like, no, I was joking when I was saying what she just told me. Because she did. But with the lupus and the rheumatoid, you know, it's in God's hands. You know what I mean? It's in God's hands. And to be a true believer of your higher power, you got to give it to him and let it go. You know, but on the human side,
that's what I was going to get at.
Go there. Because see, we do the same thing in recovery. On the human side of me, you know what I mean, comes worry. You know what I mean? Comes fear. You know what I mean? But I have a disease that's cunning, baffling, and powerful. And you know what I do? I use my 12 steps. I use my faith and my strength and everything that I get from my higher power. You know what I mean? Which is the same thing as you're saying, actually.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's in a different language and form for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Like I tell you,
and I understand.
I'm real honest. Now, don't get into it. Like I tell you about my life, I'm very transparent. I keep it 100 with everybody.
Hey, Frank.
There's been times where I've gotten worried because my flesh kicked in. But then I had to tell flesh, no, go ahead somewhere, not today.
That's what we tell disease, you know what I mean?
Not today, not tomorrow either. But I tell you, I don't want everybody to ever think because I do my lives in the morning and I'm all chipper. There's been mornings, y'all, I come on there, hey y'all, how y'all doing? And on the
feeling something else.
And the inside, I'm broken. And I be like, right now, y'all, I am in excruciating pain, physical pain. See, I deal with stuff in silence. And I could be going through something, but y'all will never know it. Because I can't allow my adversities stop me from doing what God called me to do. And that's to encourage people. But I'm not a fake phony either.
That's right.
If I'm
gotta be real with it, gotta be authentic.
I tell people plenty of times, there's times before I got a lie, I'm laying in my bed like, God, I don't feel like doing another lie today. I don't want to. And I pull the covers over my head, and I'm like, nope, God, ain't gonna have to read the Bible for that stuff today. I don't feel like it. But then the Holy Spirit be nudging at me, I'm like, all right, God, you win, I'm getting up.
I know, you said that, right? This is how I feel when I don't feel like doing something that I know I'm supposed to do, especially when it comes to what I do and living in my truth. You know what I mean? I'd be like, man, I don't feel like it today. I'm gonna change it to another day. See, this is the voice. This is the voice that's up in my head. I'm coming to you in recovery now. You know, this is the voice telling me to change in a way that I have no real reason to have to change. You know what I mean? So I have that wisdom to know the difference, and I know I'm covered by my higher power. You know what I mean? And you know what I say? Think of that word again. No. I'm going to do it like I'm supposed to do it. No. I'm going to do what's supposed to be done. No means no by any means necessary. And being aware of the disease that's cutting back on getting powerful, you have to learn the technique. And in order to learn that technique, and I use that word technique, into realizing, hearing, so you can listen, hear to see, is by using it as a medication. That is a medication for me every day. The 12 steps is my medication. And I'm still on step 4 when you were saying that, you know, working hard and working hard and working hard. And that even though I still live and work the other steps, you know, down. But step 4 is where I always have to come to from no matter what. You know what I mean? For me, I have to take an inventory on a whole situation and me. You follow what I'm saying? I have to be honest. I have to be ready to hold myself responsible. I have to be ready to surrender. You know what I mean? I have to be ready to hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. You know, so today I learned that through them beautiful 12 steps, Carol. Through them beautiful 12 steps. You know what I mean? I eat them. I eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I mean? I eat them when I'm asleep. You follow? When I'm laughing, doing everything. It has just become a part of me. And without it, I'll fail. I mean, simply for me. Without it, that's what works for me. I'll fail. So do I want to fail? No. Do I have my contact with God? Yes. Did he give me rules, regulations, and you know, to follow? You know, directions and all that? Yes. So in order for me to work the process, I got to work the process. You know what I'm saying? And if I give up, that's just like saying, no, I'm not going to do it. You know, I might as well say, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, and gradually just start digressing or degressing? Is it digressing? Digressing. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what I want to do. And that's not what I choose to do. So that's why I speak the language of recovery and I live the language of recovery. That's how it works for me. That's why I'm able to come here today and share, you know, and bring people on to share what they have to share. You know what I mean? No dissing. You know, no disrespect.
Yeah, nope.
You know what I mean? Because who you are is who you are, and how you recover. As long as you're not using and you have that higher power, I don't care what you choose to call God or who you choose to call God. That is your choice.
Amen.
And if it works for you, let it work.
Yep.
But I'm always going to learn, and I'm always going to listen. I love listening to her. You know what I'm saying? I love listening to her live because she teach me things. You know what I mean? She teach me things that I don't hear. You know, I watch a lot of different pastors and, bishops and evangelists, and a lot of them have these lives on here. You know, I ain't no hater, man. I want to get it all. I want to get everything that's going to keep that medication coming. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody changed in a day. You know what I mean? Hell, I didn't get, clean in a day. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get this brain back in a day. It's taking days.
We all still work in progress.
Absolutely.
Like I tell you about it.
Faith.
I tell you about it. Becoming like Christ is a daily, lifelong process. Walking in recovery is a daily, lifelong process. Everything. I always told my kids this, and I still stand firm on it. Before we lay our hands down at night to go to sleep, we should look back over a day and see what we learned from it. Every day you should learn the lesson.
Absolutely. Every day is a lesson.
Every day is life's a big lesson within itself. And every day we should learn something. Whether it's good or whether it's bad. And we should grow. Like I tell my kids all the time, you learn and you grow and you learn. And like I tell people in my lives every day, when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
When you do better, you become better.
Absolutely.
So you do what works for you to become a better you. Because if you're not a better you, if you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else?
Absolutely.
If you're not in good space,
now that we know it perfectly well as an addict.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I loved. I even thought I loved me before I even started getting high. But today,
I love me.
Oh my God, that love tastes good.
Man, I tell people all the time.
That love is beautiful.
I that God is above everything. But at the end of the day, Stacy gonna love me. And even now I learned this year, I'm setting boundaries.
Well, without God, you wouldn't have learned how to love you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
God is love.
Yeah, God. Without God, I wouldn't have learned that love felt this way.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? Hell, I had a problem with God. Y'all know that through some of my story. You follow what I'm saying? So today, man, I can't live without him.
Because you know this song just came in my spirit, my love. Because I never
stay singing
that love like this before. What a surprise, because I never knew love. I'm telling you, fall in love. Because when you walking in recovery, it's like you falling in love with yourself again.
You are.
Because you let yourself go because all you wanted to do was have that drink, have that snort, get that needle, get that hair, however you chose to do it.
Well, that made you forget who you are.
Yep. Because all you wanted was that. You want to take care of that.
But that's the beauty in recovery for me, y'all, is the fact that I look at my addiction today because I'm aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling everybody to do this. But for me, I look at my addiction today and I can say, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to find God, my higher power, who is allowing me to love me as his child. Because see, now I can see the light. You follow what I'm saying, sis? Now I can feel him. You know what I mean? Yep. So I know he's the higher being. You feel me? I'm starting to feel this thing a little bit in the body. You know what I mean? And I know that he comes before any and everybody that lives on this earth. Amen. People don't get it when I say, oh, I love God more than I love me. I love God more than I love my children. Yep. I love God more than I love my mother. I love God more than I love my husband.
Amen. There you go.
You know, because with my sickness, if I don't love him, I can't love me.
Exactly.
You understand? And if I don't love me, I can't love you.
Exactly.
And that was one of the problems of what I became, the devil's child. You know, disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. You follow? And I am so grateful. Not that you have to get it the way that I get it, because I wouldn't recommend it to nobody. But in the piece of finding myself and learning through Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, you know what I mean? And all these people who got clean, you know, just like me, that taught me almost everything that I know, had allowed me to feel love back innocently and seriously and not being judged.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it is such an incredible journey.
Yes,
it is such an incredible journey getting clean.
Yes,
you know what I mean? 1 is going to save your life. You know what I mean? 2 is going to give you life back bigger than ever.
Yes, it will.
You know, 3 is going to expand your life. You know, 4, you can be able to set the things you can't change the things you can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. You know, so I can also look back on my addictive life, you know, through people, places, and things who still stay stuck back there, or try to figure out what I was doing, how I was doing. I ain't see her like that. You know what I mean? Well, trust me. What you think, I'm going to come on here and make it up? You follow what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to be seen because I thought I was hiding anyway.
But
follow what I'm saying?
You know what bothers me too in recovery? When you walk in your recovery deliverance, people want to remind you and take you back.
Oh, but that keep reminding me. Because see, when you remind me, it makes me stronger. You know what I mean? You make that muscle go up and up and up, because all that is generating straight to here.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? And from here, it's going straight up there. You know, that's covering me from people.
Places.
Got it? Like that. And then in the rooms told me to expect that. You follow what I'm saying? Because see, I was listening in there. I was listening. So I heard them. You follow? And I see it today.
I can expect it, but you know, it hurts when it's the people closest to you.
Oh, girl.
I mean,
did you go to NAA?
I did it for a while, but
I'm just asking if you did.
Yeah,
you
I
know
did.
what I mean? Girl, that you hear them kind of stories all the time. It's always the closest ones to you.
You know what worked for me, because I dealt with anxiety and depression. I did the dual. I did the dual class with the mental and the addiction. The community, they had the dual class where you dealt with the mental part. That
some people don't go at all. You know, it's what works for you. I suggest that you do, because some of your missing pieces you can pick up there.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Like a lot of my missing pieces I can pick up from your religion. You know what I mean?
Like I told a lot of people, y'all don't laugh at me. I did the NA, the AA, and I did the dual.
Dual diagnosis?
The dual diagnosis. I was more effective doing AA and the dual diagnosis than I did the NA. Because it was one time we was in the NA, and somebody said, and shared. I said, I'm going to let y'all know. Coming to this room makes me want to use more.
Because of people's
I said that versus I can go in AA, listen to stories, feel free. I can do the dual diagnosis, and I'm all open in it. So I told them, I said, I hope y'all don't get mad at me. This is my last night at NA, but I'm still going to stay in my recovery. But I got to do what works for me.
See, this is why I love having this type of show. Because everything don't work for everybody the same way. And all of us that are in these rooms, we're still addicts and alcoholics. We're just in recovery. And because we stop using drugs and alcohol, don't mean it's over.
No.
You know what I mean? Just because you start feeling good and you start feeling great, don't mean it's over. So this is where it's coming to lifetime, what I was talking about earlier. So when it's people and things that happen in the rooms when I was in there too. But the thing for me is I ain't in there for them. You know what I mean? I was paying attention. And this is what I share to you. You pay attention for you. You follow what I'm saying? Because in church, I couldn't get it. You follow what I'm saying? Everybody has their perfect timing and what's going to work for you. You know what I mean? This is a selfish program. This is a selfish thing. You follow? And that's another part of growing love for yourself. When you're able to focus on what you need. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in them rooms, it was plenty of people in them rooms was just like them jokers I was out there selling myself to. You know what I mean? Thinking they was the shit. You know what I mean? jealousy, all kinds of stuff going on. Well, that's life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I can
Yep.
say that today.
Yep.
And where I needed to remove myself, I didn't remove myself from NA. I removed myself to another group. But once I found, that and understood as I am still learning, as back then I did not feel what I feel today, or I couldn't understand it today, I was feeling like you. Man, I'm getting out of here. I ain't, this is a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? But it's not. Because in recovery, you have to change your thinking. I've learned that through these years. You have to change your thinking. And you have to change your thinking for the best of you. You know what I mean? If you still, if you are clean because you're not drinking or drugging, but you still thinking and doing the same things, hey, disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And to me, today is just common sense. But I had to learn that. And I had to learn that through going through that. You know what I mean? But what I didn't do was gave up. I did not give up, and don't you give up. Nope. You know what I mean? You keep on moving and you keep on doing what's right for you, because the truth is going to set you free. Believe me, the truth is going to set you free. I'll say it again. The truth is going to set you free. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has their own story, even when you're listening to stories. Amen. You follow what I'm saying? Yep. They do communicate like almost the same with everybody, but some of it is like, I never did this before. I never did what she did, but that don't make me no better than her. Yep. You know what I mean? It tells me, well, you don't want to do that, because that's how cunning, baffling, and powerful disease is. And if you go back out, you'll experience it. Some of these people been out on the street way longer than me. Some of these people been through some things that I've never been through. You know what I mean? But I am scared enough and wise enough today with the wisdom to know the difference that I don't want to get to that point. I want to cut it right where I'm at.
That's why you said that when I first went to outpatient our community, and I had first, got into the room of outpatient, and I would listen to different women. I would listen to different women share their stories and stuff. And I got home, I said, God, I don't feel like I fit there. I was like, Lord, they was really breaking down some war stories. And
some of them scary.
And he scared me. I said, yeah,
some of them scary.
And he told me, he was like, basically God spoke to me and said, he protect me from going. And he said, but if you go back, it's a possibility.
Well, that's any day. Any day is a possibility.
And he told me if I went back. And he told me, he's like, when I stopped the first time, he said, if you go back, it's going to be 7 times worse. When I went back, it was 7 times worse.
They say if you pick up, you're going to go back to where you left off. I done seen it. You follow what I'm saying? I'm scared to death of it.
And this time he told me that you go back, you're going to die in it.
Hey.
And y'all may think I'm crazy when I seen the word die in red letters. It's like it was dripping blood with flames around it. That was enough for me.
I know that's right.
I was like, I shall not die.
Not with this. My thing is, I refuse to today. I ain't jumping on tomorrow, but I know today, I can say not today. No means no by any means necessary. And I try not, because your life becomes normal. You know what I mean? And that's what NA and AA promise you. If you follow the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous and, follow the traditions and all of that, that it will help you to live a normal lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on that to do it. Oh, this ain't working. This didn't work. No, you have to work it. You know what I mean? And you have to, as well as you listening, even when you're reading, you still listening. You listening to the voice. You listen to what you're taking in and what these words are saying. If you don't understand it, you got to ask somebody. You know what I mean? You got to ask somebody. I can tell you and assure you that it's not a question that you may want to ask in recovery that's dumb, that's stupid, that don't make no sense. Hell, we was doing drugs and drinking poison. That's was don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? But some people think that, when you ask questions that like, Dad, you didn't know that? Hell, you didn't know you was a junkie till you became one. You follow what I'm saying? You didn't know you was an addict till you became one. You know what I mean? So I don't do that. I ask whatever. That's what this live is for too.
Yep.
Ask whatever. And if I can give you a suggestion, or my guest can give you suggestions to what you are asking, most definitely it's going to come out this mouth. And if I can, I'm going to direct you to who I feel as though that can do that for you.
Yep.
You know, because we got to be authentic on this show. You know what I mean? I don't need no nonsense. And ain't nobody not wanted. Ain't nobody a problem. You understand what I'm saying? It's the ones that think that they're a problem on here and they stupid. You have the problem. So we don't need the absolutely. We don't need the fakeness like, you know, now you the emperor of the whole wide world shit. You only responsible for yourself. You follow what I'm saying? And disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. You know, and some people think it won't punch you in the face again.
Some people that get clean every night, they think they arrived. They get cocky.
It's okay. Again, those people who stay stuck and don't do what high power at you. You know what I mean? Or, you know, in the recovery process of what they say, you know, we need to share. They on their own with that. I have no control, and you know what? I don't even say much about them. You follow what I'm saying? Because I know I got to keep... See, the energy of disease can make me get into what you're doing so much. I'm wasting the time in what I need to do. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? That's what we mean by disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. That's what I get from it. You know what I mean? So I protect this castle here. I protect this thing. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? I'm gonna remain the queen in this house. You follow in this castle right here.
I know that's
you follow what I'm saying? Because I have the wisdom to know the difference. You know, and I can smell them. I always tell y'all that. I can smell them. You know what I mean? I can smell a fake. I could smell a troublemaker. I could smell somebody just being hating, hating. You know, the whole nine. So I remove myself. Because the only person that I'm responsible for
is me.
Is me. And you better be thankful and thank God that I know how to do that, you know, today. You follow? Because I ain't always been that way. You follow what I'm saying? No. I can remove myself, Trey. And that's a blessing for me. Yep. You know what I mean? That's a blessing for me because every step will take me through what I need to.
I was told the other day, somebody said, you all people, you walk away from stuff. Yes, I walk away because I don't want to come out of character. I know how I used to be. I don't like that person no more.
Hey, who's the most important person?
Man, and I'll walk away.
That's right.
I'll walk away in a minute because you know what? I know what I'm capable of doing. Mm-hmm. And like I tell you all the time, my past is faking. I have vacancy in my past. I ain't trying to go back there. So you ought to be thankful that I am walking away from you. Mm-hmm. Because I was told that my mouth was so deadly, my tongue was so deadly.
You couldn't even hear it.
Man, not only that, I would say so. People told me, I'd rather for you to punch me in my face than open your mouth and say something.
Yeah, sometimes people's mouths is...
Because I would say things that would, man, cut you below the belt.
But see, with my thing back then, and I don't want to, glorify shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But myself back then, people like that, I just hit them. Hell, that shit, we just gonna fight. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you a chance to hurt me with all them words. Them words, I didn't even hear that. But this program removed all of that from me.
It does.
This program taught me how to be humble. Exactly. And it's still teaching me every single day. And I'm loving it. You know what I mean? And I know that whatever I do or whatever comes out this mouth, I am responsible for it. Yep. You follow what I'm saying?
Once it comes out, you can't take it back.
And you can't take that back. Like even in what we were saying when you were saying how people talk this and it'd be your friend, and it'd be all of that. Hey, look, I'm in my castle right now. Yep. You ain't got to be in here. You follow what I'm saying?
Don't.
This is my piece.
Exactly.
And this is where I love being today.
Yep.
But I used to love being out there in society, which is nutty, crazy, and off the hook. And I always made the wrong choices out there. You follow what I'm saying? But sticks and stones can break my bones today, and names won't hurt me today. What they do is strengthen me. You follow what I'm saying? It strengthens me. So whenever you want to think something, you know what I mean? Whenever you want to try to create something.
Yeah, Mary, my mouth was vicious wasn't the word.
Mary, no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you wanna pull the devil, you know, and disease. I don't even call that the devil. They both the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And you wanna put to me, and you wanna pull the devil in. You know what I mean? Well, my door is shut on you too.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. I'm shutting my door on you too. You in remission.
Yep. I like that. You in remission.
You in remission, just like disease.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And until it's right is when we ready to communicate. But otherwise, keep it away from me. And I'm in control of that.
Yep.
It is what I choose to do.
It's called setting boundaries.
Excuse me, y'all. That's right. You got to set boundaries. Because it's what? People, places, and things.
I'm in my life right now.
I'm so proud of you and love seeing this.
Man,
this Stacy.
Man, you can't come into my space. You can't come into my space, into my house, or anything. And see, the old me too. I was a little wuss. I would let people just talk me all kind of way. I'll go crying to God hurting or anything. And I told myself this year, I'm barking back.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't say anything to me no more, then I'm going to respond to it. I don't have to be nasty or disrespectful.
You just know how to stand up to it.
I'm standing to people now.
You got the wisdom to know the difference.
And I think now people not feeling this new Stacy.
Oh, they're not.
But guess what? If you don't like the Stacy in 2025, you ain't really going to like the Stacy in 2026.
They're going to start respecting this new Stacy now.
Yep. And if you can't respect me, then TTFN, ta-ta for now.
That's right.
I love me. And you can't walk over top of me and say you won't do no more.
That's right.
And I even went to God and I said, Lord, unless you say otherwise, all that, I love helping people. But now even being more discerning with that. Because some people take your kindness for weakness too.
That's what I mean by I can smell them.
And then too,
look y'all,
and then when
I can smell them.
And see too, when people use you and everything, you get depressed, and then here come that disease. I got something for you.
Oh, it's like this,
Yeah. They hurt you.
I got that.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Little drink ain't gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Little stuff. And guess what now? Even now, I was around a couple of people last week. They was drinking and all that stuff. And
hey, Reese.
I started feeling a little. I said, y'all, I'm gonna go home. They said, what? I said, I've been here long enough. So my son came and said, Mom, what's wrong? You all right? I was like, I had to remove myself because I felt myself being tempted. I said, so, because everybody told me, oh, you stay shut in the house. I'm not shutting the house because I'm afraid of temptation, but me staying in the house is my way of escape from it.
Mm-hmm. You know what? People who don't understand addiction and recovery, you know, and having this sickness, you know, they pretty much like on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? That's another reason why living in my truth is existing. You know, to help the people, you know, family members, loved ones, you know, spouses, whatever, children, you know, to know that, you know, what we do is not what we really want to do, but it's the way of the sickness. You know, the sickness is in control, you know, and it's sometimes it's hard to, even with a show like this, it can be hard for, you know, people to understand that because you have to open up to this. You have to open up and understand it. You can get the 12 steps. You can get NAAA books. You can get all the, you know, informations that they have out here for this sickness. But if you don't believe it or believe in it, it's not going to work for you either. You know what I mean? As well as if the same person that you're talking about is sick and they're not ready and they ain't believing in this, it ain't working for them. You know, so that goes the same thing for family members and, you know, spouses and children and friends and people down the street. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's something that you have to come to believe and understand. You know what I mean? And for as long as you like, man, I don't believe all that, I don't believe all this, hey, you know, like it won't work for you to continue to love your loved one. Because don't give up on them. Everybody has, let me say this thing, everybody has a perfect timing. Everybody does. I don't care how many times they relapsed and came back and relapsed and came back. That's what this information for. They have places like Al-Anon, you know, and other programs now, you know, that you can join and connect with, you know what I mean, that will help you what exactly what I'm saying. You know, it may come to you in a way that you may understand it. You know what I mean? Y'all know I come out straight and wrong with the way that I talk. You know, some people just believe in that intellectually talking and all that stuff. Me, I want to get straight to the point. You follow? Straight to the point. Don't go around the whole alphabet with me, because you only need probably like 4 of the letters. That's to say what I need to hear you say. You know what I mean? But that's me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm going to always suggest that there are other programs and other, places that are out here to help you. And some people could, we develop mental health in this. You know, we get sicker. Our brain is getting beat up. Our brains is getting poisoned. Yes. You know what I mean? We become psychologically messed up. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? So it's a lot to the beating. You follow what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to air to everybody who has a loved one that is suffering from the same disease that I suffer from. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead, Stan.
In the same way we deal with the, we have to think positive and work steps of staying in recovery. Me personally, like I said, when I went to outpatient, I had a family member tell me, why you going down there? Because people probably down there, they're gonna see you out there and everything and whatnot. And it's like, oh, you embarrassed because I'm getting help? I was like, or do you want me to stay bound? They was like, can you just go to the pastor and everything? I said, all right, Bishop, you watching, no disrespect. I said, I love my bishop. I love my first lady. I said, but I was like, I take what they preach, I take the word. But I need the word and I need this recovery.
Yes, that's right.
I need both. Mm-hmm. I said, don't you think if he can preach me out of all this? I was like, as a matter of fact, he encouraged me to go to recovery.
Absolutely, I love that. I love that about him.
He encouraged me to go. The one time we have something.
And Bishop, I left you a reply on your Facebook. If you can give me a call, because I would love to have all that knowledge that you have right here on the couch. So if anybody close to it, let him know. I left him a message. You know, let me say, because I need your help. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why Stacy is always one that I try to call back, because you always give that word in there. You know what I mean? And you're a recovering person, and what you just said is all the sense of how I see you. You know what I mean? Some people say, nah, all you need is God. Yeah, we do. Because see, with us, God starts it all. Amen. You follow what I'm saying? But with direction and information and education and the 12 steps and NA and AA, you don't have the education of that. Yep. You know what I mean? So some just stick and stay stuck with, like, no, you got to do it this way. You can't tell an addict the way that they have to do anything. I don't say that either. I say this is the only way it was for me. Yep. You follow? But you just have some people that are religious, and I don't understand that, because God gave me this walk. God gave us all a walk.
And what people finally understand is there was 12 disciples, and one of them was a physician. His name was Luke. Luke was a doctor.
Oh, my case manager was awful. He told me I was going to never get clean, and I'm going to go out in the street and I'm going to die. I spit on him. God forgive me.
But this is my thing,
and you know who was the security officer at that time? Bayot, God rest his soul. You know what I mean? Him was tight as I don't know what. Mm-hmm. They was going to lock me up and but I was working hard, and I finally found something that I was feeling. You know what I mean? That I was willing to try to do and go out to do, and he killed my spirits. I had no wisdom to know the difference at that time. Couldn't stand. My mother backed me up on that one. My mom backed me up to the
It's like my outpatient doctor I had. He said something, and I walked out. I said, I said I wasn't court mandated, or my kids, they wasn't taking enough like that. So I voluntarily went to outpatient. Mm-hmm. So, and I wasn't on probation nothing. So I walked out, and I walked out and I started crying. I said, God, I said, I've done so much of this work, and I'm walking in my freedom. I said, for that man to tear me down with his mouth like that.
That was disease.
And he a counselor.
He's diseased.
And you know what? I was sitting there waiting for the bus. I lived in Toby Farms. I went for 117. And you know what I started hearing in my spirit? He saw the best in me.
Go ahead.
While everyone all around
stay singing again, y'all.
The worst in me.
That's what I like about bring them songs up. But you know what?
That's Marvin Sapp, though.
Yeah, I know it is.
And
you know what else, though? Everybody that works in the field, just like everybody that's in the church, everybody that wears a collar. I'm just saying some people ain't what they supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you have to know, here's some of the tradition and some of the directives that we were given in NA and AA is that people, places and things. And everybody is not in this for love. So like we are taught and we learn. Some is just for the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Some is just for the dollar. You know what I'm saying? It's life. You know what I mean? This is how it is. You gotta work to live. You ain't gotta like what you working. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, some people can't see through the worst of a junkie. They can't see because all they see is junkie. They can't see a alcoholic, you know, or a wino. That's what they see.
But this counselor, to my understanding, he shared the story, was a junkie for years and got brought out.
People have to change their thinking. You follow what I'm saying? And sometimes disease will work through you where you'll think you better than every living junkie, alcohol. You're not considering yourself an addict anymore. You're not considering yourself a junkie anymore. Let me tell his ass. You follow what I'm saying? You're not thinking that you're anything better than this person that's sitting here sick and suffering like you was, and you had to get where you are today. So you forgot the shit. You know what I mean? You fell off. Yep. You follow? I'm saying that to any of them that's out there like that. Once we are, we are. You know what I mean? We don't fall and bring a suffering addict down because the ones of us who walk this walk can talk this talk. You understand what I'm saying? And disease didn't treat you no different. No different. And recovery, NAAA did not teach you that either. You didn't read that nowhere in the book. You ain't seen that nowhere in the steps. You went back to self, you know what I'm saying? Forgetting who you are.
And I think like they arrived.
That's what me.
They arrived. It's like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, you serious? So I went home with my husband at that time. I was just so, he was like, babe, what's wrong? And I told him what happened. I just started crying in his arms. He said, don't you dare now take away everything that you
better not.
I miss my husband, and y'all
better not.
Y'all pray for me because next Tuesday it'll be 14 years since my husband went home to glory.
Oh,
and I it's like, and I had a moment yesterday. I was like, wow, God, it's been 14 years. When I say he was my biggest, I mean, he had a problem with alcohol and everything, and we helped each other out. But he really was my supporter.
Tell me about that, though. What? You know, was you in recovery? When he was he still drinking while you was trying to get clean? What do you think about that, though?
Well, let me run that back. It was one point he went to recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I shut everything down. I wouldn't drink. Couldn't nobody drink around him.
You did that for him.
And then for me, he wouldn't drink around me. But
y'all hear that? And the only reason why I'm asking you this is what this show is all about.
Yeah.
Is because it don't work that way. It'll be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's not surrendering, like staying clean. You know what I mean? But the love that you had for him made you stay there and support him. That's what I want people to come on here and talk about. You know what I mean? Because I be like, man, some people say, man, I would have did this or I would have did that. You don't know what you would have done. You don't know what you would have done when you love somebody so much. You know what I'm saying? And you can look past their addiction. And when you think that you're doing something together, disease is all in that too. You follow what I'm saying? But I always wanted somebody to come in here and share that.
Yeah.
You know, see, He sends it. I'm telling you, he sends
like I said,
it.
y'all, I ain't do anything. And then even when he fell, I still was going. Then after a while,
some people are still out there in the same predicament that you just talked about.
Yeah, and even when I was going to outpatient and everything, he wasn't bringing up the house. He would drink out. And then one day I said, "Babe, you know what?" I said, "You are the king of this house." We live in the farm with the big with his man's cave. I said, "I'm not condoning to what you're doing, and I know I need to be around healthiness." I said, "But it's up to you to want to be healthy.
That's right.
I'm not going to force my deliverance or my healthiness on you." So he would only stay. He stopped buying like cases of beer and all that,
bringing it in the
house. But he might bring a 40 in the house, something like that. But I'll be up. I would give him my thing. He said, "Babe, I'm drinking." I'll go back upstairs to the room. And it was times he may come to bed. I was like, "Babe, it's too strong." So then I had to ask God to give me balance because we was married. I didn't want the enemy to keep us separated from the bedroom either with the alcohol. And so
that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot to deal with.
Yes.
And let me tell y'all, when he transitioned to glory, I still was not getting high or anything.
Beautiful.
Because I suppressed me being there for everybody, trying to be Miss Strong and everything, all the super red cape.
Yes.
To one day, it hit me. He's gone. So I ran back to my comfort zone. I just started drinking every now and then. Then I started going back to the Bridgewater because I lived in Toby Farms. Drinking everything.
That bar right there.
But
but there's a bar on every corner.
Yeah.
There's a bar, is somewhere to sell liquor, somewhere to sell drugs, the whole 9 yards. That's called society. You can't escape that.
And then one day, I was up there, I seen a deal from back in the day. And I'm like, one little bag ain't gonna hurt. And boom, I was back in my addiction.
Well, disease was just like this again.
You
thought it. It's like that. You know how people be born with two heads? No offense. You know what I mean? Well, that's how disease is. When you become, living the life of a disease life. It attaches his head, his whole self with you inside your head. You know what I mean? And then it becomes the voice.
I was saying to myself, I could just have a drink or two. I ain't gonna go back to the drug. Then one day it said, "Come on and go with me. Come on over to my place."
I love her song.
And guess what?
I love it. I do movies like that, trying to express myself.
Man, listen, and he was like this, come on. And I was back, and that's when I met somebody, and they introduced me to the pipe. God, mind you, God told me if I went back, it was going to be 7 times worse. It's going to be worse. And it got worse.
Here.
But, y'all, I tried that, because I didn't know how to cook it, and that thing was too hot. So I said, I'm going back to what I know. The straw in the back. Yeah, but I can share this with y'all, and I give God praise that I can share this with y'all.
We appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on and sharing it all.
I'm like this because I don't want to.
Yeah, something I'm laughing.
Man, listen, I ain't trying to go back there. Now I'm doing with this nicotine and cigarettes. And I know
one day at a time.
Yeah, and I know God, I'm gonna overcome that too. This is what I'm saying. I want to put this out here. We are battling with something. It may not be drugs or alcohol, and I wish people start saying that. That only addiction, because I heard people say, we come against the spirit of drugs and alcohol. And I'll be like, I'll come against the spirit of y'all being judgmental. To me, you judging people is a drug of choice.
Some of them don't even want you in the church.
So that's to me.
Some of the church people don't even want you in there. So that's why we have NA and AA.
Yep.
And this is why we suggest for you to go to NA and AA, because it is a house for us. And nobody is no different than each other, because we have and serve the same sickness that's cunning, baffling, and powerful. We may have some stories that can be worse than others, and we can have some stories that they ain't even begin their real story yet. You know what I mean? Because they're not really sure whether or not this is what they want. And they'll go back to the dark side because they don't have enough of this this nourishment, you know what I mean, that Bill and Bob created for all of us. You know what I mean? To get and to learn. You know what I mean? When I went into recovery, I didn't even believe in God. God never came to my rescue. At least that's what I thought. You know what I mean? But someone set me down and I was listening. And that someone was a pastor, Reverend Levert Todd, and my sister Cheryl in the other ear. And they taught me was telling me who God is, what he is, and what he do, and I need to learn how to pray. And I learned how to pray through them too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when a pastor say all you need is church, you know, I mean, that's being judgmental a little bit as far as I'm concerned. It's to each his own in recovery because of the significance of the disease that we have, you know? Because some of us be mad at God. I am one that was. You follow what I'm saying? And you couldn't tell me that he worked, because ever since I've been 6 years old, 5 years old, I prayed, you know, and nothing happened for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I thought, and I come from a religious family. My mother went to church every Sunday. My mother went to church every day of the week almost. You follow what I'm saying? But I was a child. You know what I mean? And I was not listening, so that means I couldn't hear, and I couldn't see. You know what I mean? And I never looked at myself that way until I chose recovery. And chose to follow the directions of the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, and have people who were just like me help me to see me. You follow? God bless you. Help me to see me. You know what I mean? And they couldn't judge me. Nobody could judge me for tripping. Nobody could judge me for stealing. Nobody could judge me for smoking on the pipe. You know what I mean? Because we all are in our house. Yep. Just like in religions, you have your house. We all are in our house learning that the chosen God is God. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? Yep. And if that's not worth a hallelujah or amen, I don't know what it's worth. You know, so some people in religion, I'm just saying, has to open their eyes too. You follow what I'm saying? Because for an addict, it's just a little different. You know what I mean? But we come out humble and put God first. Yep. You follow? Of our choice. They give us a choice. You know, if a person wanted my fresh new living in my truth cup, that y'all have forgot about, and they order it along with my t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? If they want to say, this is what gives me my inspiration, well, God Almighty, use it. It's what inspires you. It's what it gives you inspiration. So they give us a choice.
Well, God's a God with free will and choice.
Absolutely.
Like, in matter of fact, when I did my life on the day, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And it talks about Joshua with the Israelites and everything, how they was choosing to worship other gods and everything. And he just told them, you know, God's a God with free will.
That's another thing for me when because I read in the Bible. Don't get me wrong, I'm learning it. It's you know. And I can't lie, and I will not lie and say, oh, I know the Bible too. I don't. I don't. I never really spent time in the Bible. And there were some of the times that I tried to spend in the Bible, some of it just sounds so commercial. Some of it just didn't sound for real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to read this myself. I would need help like I get today. You know what I mean? To understand what these are saying. There were so many names in it. I was like, goodness gracious. You know what I mean? It was just confusing to me. And that happens to us, y'all. Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. Nope. You know, but I'm willing, which I learned how to be in recovery, in my 12 steps. I am willing to learn. I am willing to listen. One of my best friends is Jehovah's Witness, and we never once had an argument about religion. Never. No. Because I become open to where I can listen. You know what I mean? I don't have to like what I'm hearing, but I can listen. You know, I don't have to agree,
Yeah, listen.
It's my choice to do that, but I can listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I can hear what you're saying before I make my choice.
Yep.
You know what I mean? My life is that today.
That's
you know
what anything,
I mean?
whether it's religion, dealing with drugs and alcohol, anything. And like I tell people all the time,
Feel better, Mom.
like I tell everybody, the church is a hospital.
Hey.
You got people going to get healed. That's why I tell everybody all the time. There are some good preachers out here, but there's none like the one I sit under. My bishop, he supported me when I went to outpatient. He supported me when I was dealing with my disease and my sickness.
And you know how I look at that? Reverend Bertai supported me. Doc Watson supported me.
Yep.
Gilbert supported me.
Yep.
A lot of soldiers in recovery supported me. You know what I mean? To allow me to open up and feel for all the preachers. And feel for all religions. And feel for everybody. And respect their decisions of whom they choose to call God. You follow what I'm saying? But see, what my life is all about is mine.
Yep.
It's me. You know, they taught me that too.
I remember when I made a meeting at the church, and I had to go to a meeting. I said, no, I ain't going to go. He said, you better take your butt to that meeting.
That's right.
He said, take your butt to that meeting.
But he's an understanding pastor too. I love him. You know what I mean? His word is beautiful and it's great. And he's not a pastor that I say is like a prejudiced pastor, because you got prejudiced pastors to me. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that can't look at you for who you are to try to help you and tell you the only way you can do it is by coming to the church and then finding God. You some of the things you're saying is good, but some of the things you're saying is a little harsh to a person who has a disease that's cunning, baffling, and powerful because you don't understand it. You follow what I'm saying? So I don't want to get real on the pastor this and the pastor that. You know what I mean? Because, we could talk about that and we can go there. And I'm quite sure, they're enjoying that as well because the same thoughts being everybody's healed. You know what I mean? So I don't mind a little of everything being, on the show. But what I do, want to get through is the fact that, an addict, we're people. We're people, we're human, we're sick, you could have been the most beautifulest person in the world. Look at Whitney Houston. Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. And disease took her out.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying? Made her ugly. You know what I mean? It did the same damn thing to me. It's just that I found the antidote for it. You follow what I'm saying? I thank my higher power for that. And I found the antidote for it, just like millions of us. Just like a lot of us. We went towards the right way, even if we fail. Even if we relapse. Sometimes it takes some relapse. You know what I'm saying? Because disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. You follow what I'm saying? It is cunning, baffling, and powerful because you don't know what you're working up against. You follow what I'm saying? Sometimes disease just make us want to die. You follow? Because we don't think that we can get better. You follow what I'm saying? And all of us can get better. My voice is getting real scratchy. Y'all's been doing that, but I've been fighting through it.
Well, I'm going to take we can have a relapse. Like with me, I was eating healthy and everything for my diabetes.
How many times you relapsed, Stay, before you got right?
This one time when I started smoking. When I stopped this last time here, that was it.
No. How many times did you stop and then start it again?
I stopped the first time I went to outpatient. No, thank you, Coach. Bring that back. I tried to commit suicide. And I stopped for a while.
Another story.
And I went back.
Another story.
I went back. Then I stopped and went back. So that's twice. Just commit suicide, went back. Went to outpatient, fell back. And my husband died. So I relapsed twice. I guess, it's twice.
Now, you had 2 relapses, and I know people that has had 33. 40, look, 40. And guess what they doing today?
Just keep coming back.
Sober. Everybody has a perfect timing.
Yep.
Everybody has a perfect timing.
I have a friend now, and I told him when he's ready, I'm going to help him. And I told him that Wednesdays I'm going to bring him with me to do on this couch. And he keeps going back and going back. Coming back. I told him, I said, as long as you keep going,
Well, I know y'all wondering what this is. Well, guess what? Christmas is coming up. So I decided to make some beautiful gifts. Christmas gifts. It could just be a gift to anyone who you love. Don't have to be an addict or in recovery. It could just be somebody that you love. This particular gift is the gold box, the gold ribbon, and it has "Living in My Truth" emblem on the back. You know, inside, this is what you'll get in it. I wanted to show everybody. It lifts open, magnet here. They can be delivered to your home. It's a nice good paper. You have a "Living in My Truth" cup. You can go for hot or cold drinks. Inside, you have a tea. It comes with a "One Day at a Time" bracelet. It also you have another silver bracelet that has encouraging words on it. It has a pin. Some of you on here are going to recognize. Good catch. Because see, you had to catch the Z's. You follow what I'm saying? And put him away and put it up. Had to use them that. Then it has a beautiful pin, a nice pin with the diamond on the top, because that's how we rise. We rise as a diamond. And then it has a journal, okay? Inside the journal will be something that I will write in from me, living in my truth, sign it for you. And then you have some, look over there. Then you have,
oh boy, she got me working.
A "Living in My Truth" t-shirt. So you can lay back, relax, and enjoy your box of treats.
Affirmations.
So I think, well, I know, you know, that this is a relaxing box. I feel as though what's in it is beautiful, you know, to give somebody. And, oh, I forgot, you know, you're going to have some cards of affirmations. Mm-hmm. You know, you can use them. And for 7 days, you follow and just go by, you know, work the cards that you have. You know, you can also use these cards and pass them on. Or you could use them for markers in your journal. Okay? So I hope everybody likes it. You're interested in it. You know, Christmas is coming up, Black Friday, all that is coming up. You know, soon. I think it's a beautiful box. It's a calm box and relaxing box. This is for you. You know, be your personal box. So, you know, I hope that we can do well with this. You know, and you guys will purchase one for somebody. It don't have to be for you. It could be for somebody. It could be for somebody that's, you know, living a recovery life, somebody who's sick. You know what I mean? You have spiritual aspirations in here. Your pen has something. Everything has something motivating on it. You know, so this is the Living in My Truth gift box. So I hope you guys can support by purchasing one, maybe two. You know, and the colors that they'll come in will be gold, red, and green for Christmas time. You know, so I just wanted to show you guys early. I hope you like it. Send me some hearts if you do, you know, and I will appreciate it just to let me know that it's worthy. It's worth it. You know, again, it has the Living in My Truth logo on the back as well. So please send me some hearts, y'all. I appreciate that if you do. I also want to let you guys remember, thank you. Keep sending the hearts so I can know you guys hear me and are interested. Right now, too, guys, y'all can send me a star. The star thing is out there, you know, to send me stars. I need you guys to do that. 20 cents. Okay? And Living in My Truth t-shirts, jackets, you know, hoodies are available. You know, you just tell me the color, and you know, we can make that for you. If you want bling, it'll cost a little bit more. And the box is only $35. That's it. That's what the box costs. So this particular box, introducing it to you guys, starting, thanks for the star, starting next month. Is it next month? The end of next month. It'll start December. This particular box is going to be up for grabs, free of cost. All it's going to do, all you have to do is share. That's all you have to do. Even if it's a question, that's all you have to do. And whoever's on here for that particular month, on Living in My Truth, who has made the most comments, you know what I mean, and participated in, even, you know, we're going to have one for every 2 weeks. We're going to have another box. It may not be like this one, but it's going to be something, you know, that you guys can win, you know. So if you're interested, let's start sharing. You know, if you're interested in getting one for somebody else, you know what I mean, as a gift, you know, some of them may have the Bibles in it, you know what I mean, and all of them are definitely going to have the journals, because one thing about life and love is to write. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's the most common thing you could possibly do, and sometimes it could be the hardest thing that you can do, because your truth is what you're going to have to write. I see those stars. Thank you. I mean, hearts. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? So everything about everything in this box is worthy. So I hope you feel as though you are. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they'll be ready. We're taking orders. Okay? And we will mail them to you. You know, so it will be on the website, which they're putting back together for me today. And if you want to order today, just do it on my messenger. That's it. Please. Okay? So y'all like it? I hope so. You know? And don't forget, we have bracelets. We have necklaces, our jewelry, Living in My Truth. We have pocketbooks. You follow? The pocketbook thing getting ready to get real raw. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got some pocketbooks too. And I'm getting ready to have, I'm hoping that it'll be by December. I'm telling y'all, my bags that will be, you know, with the logos on it. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to, you know, send this message out any and every way that I possibly can. And I'm trying to make Living in My Truth stay on, you know what I mean, you know, for as long as I possibly can do it. But then in some areas, I do need help, you know what I mean? So help, like, you know, people come on and speak, people sending me ideas, you know, people sending me suggestions, you know what I mean? Sending stars start at 20 cents, you know what I mean? So when you send those stars, it allows me to build content. You know what I mean? Which will keep me on the level of staying on Facebook. You know, people are telling me I should do podcasts. I love y'all just like this. You know, I'm at my comfort zone. And in time, if that shall happen, it will. But right now, this is where I have it. This is where God sends it. You know what I mean? And it's working. You know what I mean? But you know, it's a process. You know, to get where you need to be. You know, on this Facebook. See, it ain't about the money. Oh, they'll pay you on Facebook. Most of them people don't even know what they're talking about. They just know from one person. You know how you tell something? I say, Jack jumped over the cherry tree, and then he fell down. And by the time it go past her to be, nah, Jack. No, his name was Joe, and he didn't fall down. He jumped over the cherry tree. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a thing like that. So everybody think that they know, you know, all about this. But being into it and me learning and trying to get into it, and I still have a lot to learn. You know, it's like too much. You know what I'm saying? All I want is to share the word. Yep. That's it. That's you know, it's just a few things that I have to do to keep the content going, you know, and add more things to it, y'all. So I would appreciate, you know, when you do, just send me, you know, a star. You know, it say activate star party. I love that. That's the first time I seen that one, y'all. Star party means everybody can send a star right now. I'm going to send myself a star. I don't know if that means something or not. I've never seen that one. So that means I'm growing. You know? That means I'm growing. You know? But thank y'all so much. I hope y'all got something out of tonight's episode. You know, you guys can go to YouTube and watch the episodes. Also, the ones that are happening right now won't be on there, you know, right now, but everyone will show up, you know, on there. You know what I mean? Once they put them, add more on, you know. So just know, you know, the 12 steps, starting from that to 69 is on, 69 episodes is on YouTube. That's a blessing. That is such a blessing. That is such a blessing, you know. So we have to make change, you know, and start doing some things that can help people even more, even though we have the traditions. You follow what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about, and that's what it means. You know what I mean? This is 2025. Drugs and alcohol has got potent. You follow what I'm saying? And the way of the world of using it and is attacking our children, you know what I mean? Yep. And killing moms and dads and sisters and brothers and grandmothers and aunts and uncles. You know, yeah, you know, only the strong is going to survive through this. But if we don't help them, they're going to die out there. Yep. You follow what I'm saying? They're going to die out there. You know, love on your people. Love on your loved ones. They know what they are doing. They are not in control. You know, and at first, you know, she could stop, because I was saying about me. She could stop. She just loved on the streets. She just loved that dope more than she loved her kids. Wrong. Nope. That is so wrong. So wrong. Wrong. I love those kids. My kids love them unconditionally, but disease said, well, you want to do what I want you to do. You getting high. You can plan anything you want to do with those kids. You can plan to pay your rent. But I'm hungry. And you're going to feed me. And you're going to feed me now. It's like you that drug was just calling you. Like Pookie off of New Jack City. It was just calling. Oh yeah, that's a good it was just calling you. It's just that's what it's going to do. And you have intentions on doing the right thing. Oh, ain't that something? But like every time you try to do right, evil is always present. Oh, disease is like this. Here we go. Yep. You don't even know I'm here. You can even try to do right. There's been times I would get money orders to do stuff to pay my bills, and after I would cash them in to get that dope. And then the next day you thinking like, oh my God, what I do? Mm-hmm. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, but hey, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm gonna run through some of these names so I can make sure I got everybody. Y'all know I'm saying names and hop all through everything all the time. I'm just glad she forgot to announce one thing. What I did? You don't remember? Oh. Let me tell y'all how I do Stacy. She ain't right. She made me say I was going to do this time. And she don't play fair. Come here, girl. No. I don't want no. I love you. I don't want no. I love you. Because she don't play fair. Let me tell you, I told Stacy. I said, I just want you to know that you're going to be hosting on next year's Living in My Truth, the LNMT Award. She went like this. What? Yeah. I'm like this. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. Well, you didn't even ask me. Well, I told you gonna do it now.
That's what I said. She just told me what I was going to do. She said, yo, sis, I love you. Do you mind? No, she just said, oh, by the way, you... I said, Father, what the who? I told me I was hosting the second annual Living My...
Yes, she's going to be a part of all of that. Yes, she is. Matter of fact, y'all know she received one of the LMNT awards. How did you like it, Stacy?
Still walking and living in my truth.
Yeah, when you look at it, what do it do? Tell them what it do.
Still walking and living in my truth.
Are you grateful? Do it make you feel like... What did it make you feel like? To receive an award for something that you did to help others.
Humble. It's just humble. And it really helped me to really want to help people more.
Did it fit in your house?
It's in on my little nightstand. It's
not a trophy. Look, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
It's on my nightstand.
We don't do trophies.
Nope. It's on my nightstand. That's my bed.
Beautiful. All right, Hassan, thanks for being on. Carol Payne, hey, thanks for coming on. Michelle Smoke, thank you for coming on. Venus, love you. You always there. Tracy, thank you. You always there. Val Brown, hey girl, you know I want you on this couch. When you ready, I'm ready. Danette, thank you so much. I'm still sick too, boss. I just had the strength to do. I gotta build up some energy, boss. You know, Brianna, hey Bree, y'all, that's my sponsory girl. That's my beauty baby. You know, Bree is coming on, y'all, one day. I can't tell y'all what day, but I'm gonna get her on here one day. Hey Mare, how you doing? I'm gonna get Mare on here too. Believe that. Jackie, love you, girl. Always gonna be friends, always. Anita, thank you. Tell your mom that I love her. I love her a whole lot. I have a LNMT award for your mom for being the first and staying on this podcast with me from day one. You know, you left too soon for me from the LMT award, but we can meet up so I can give it to you, you know, for your mom. She definitely got an award for that. Pam, love you. How you doing? Frida, thank you for being on too, my baby girl. Reese, thank you. This is Vinnie Perry, thank you. Teresa, you know you are 100% soldier, baby. You soldier this thing right along with me. You know, Hassan said, keep your truth coming. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Debbie Williams, love you too. You know what I mean? Thomas, I love all of y'all. Thank y'all so much. I can't get everybody's name out, but I appreciate everybody that comes on and support Living in My Truth. You know, Tracy Allen is just because I do it, but you're living in it. Your truth belongs to you. You know what I mean? So I'll see you guys next week. Next week, I have a special guest.
You want to go off? I don't know why this is dropped in my spirit. You know who the first box to go to?
Who?
Tyrese. Reese.
Teresa.
Oh, Grasty. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Look, Teresa.
That's who get that first
box. She said you should get the first box. Yep. She said you should get, not to buy the box, but to present you a box, because you are one of the first and original ones on this, and you will be receiving a box. Definitely, I appreciate you, you know, suggesting that and coming forth, you know, for that. You know, I mean, suggesting that for Treese, because she is definitely there. I don't care what, and I love you so much for that. You know, we go back and spam. You know what I'm saying, but the support that you give me, sweetheart, is absolutely heartfelt. And all of you is absolutely heartfelt. You know what I mean? But Teresa, you are a soldier, sweetheart, and I love it. You know, and I do appreciate that.
And she supports me too every morning. You might message her.
So,
good morning, Queen. Good morning, Queen. So, y'all.
With that, y'all, I know it's time, you know, to get up off this this live. I'm getting a little drug out, but I last. I sure did. I last. And my higher power allowed me to get some little things out. You follow what I'm saying? And I will be back on God's Gift if it's next week. But as I was saying, I have a special guest that's coming on. And this young lady will be on video-wise, y'all. So next week, it's going to be video-wise. And she's from California.
Cali.
You know what I mean? And she and I met on Facebook when I was commenting her for having 1 year clean.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. 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 God bless her. You follow? I don't care if you have 1 day clean. You are welcome to living in my truth.
And 1 day is something to celebrate over.
That's right, because we all get 1 day at a time. Okay? So she will be on next week. Y'all will see her flyers as I always advertise, through Facebook. I want to cut it off with the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I hope, if it's only one person, somebody got something tonight. I'll see you guys next week.
Smooches.
Oh, God.